This next clip is 100% for you. All right, I designed the whole thing for you. I hope you enjoy it. All right,
Thank
here we go. We have a guest on the show this month, a young lady named Linnea, who's been bartending for just over a year now. She entered a bartending competition and won it.
Awesome.
Amazing.
Super inspired. This month I've asked each of my guests to share some insight. You have a couple of decades plus of experience. What can you offer this young woman coming into the industry to allow her to have such a vast experience as you have had? Welcome to One Drink with Linnea Lind. This week, our guest on One Drink With is a bartender who hasn't been bartending for all that long, however, stumbled into a bartending competition and won it against many other veteran bartenders from her region. I wanted to get her side of that story, and we're going to do that today on One Drink With Linnea Lind. Boom, man, here she is. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Linnea Lind. Woo! In front of a live studio audience tonight.
Oh, it's just better that way.
We haven't had anybody with a live studio audience yet. This is very exciting stuff.
It is definitely exciting.
Linnea, where are you calling in from today?
So I'm calling in from the new restaurant that I'm working at, Mercado, Fort Wayne. It's on the landing here in Fort Wayne, right by Promenade Park. Definitely a really cool area. A lot of cool restaurants popping up around the area too, but I think just something about us is a little bit more top tier here.
Nice. Well, I look forward to seeing you. Hopefully, I'll get to come back out for the bartending competition again this
Hopefully.
year. Yeah. How long have you been bartending then?
I started bartending about a year and a half ago, almost 2 years now.
Okay.
Right after I turned 21, I started.
Cool. Well, before we get going too much further, we need to have a drink.
Yes, we do. What are you making today?
I am just going to make myself a little just a whiskey sour. I've got Maker's Mark helped me out today. I had Thomas Bolton, the Maker's Mark distillery diplomat, in the studio yesterday, and he left me some goodies. So I'm just going to make a sour. What are you drinking?
I'm actually going to make a Naked and Famous today.
A what?
Naked and Famous to get a little mezcal going on since we are an agave bar. Little
Nice.
Aperol, yellow chartreuse and lime in there.
That sounds delicious. Mine's so boring compared to that.
No.
There it is. Well, cheers to you. Yeah, clink. Thank you very much for joining me today. All right, so Linnea Lind. Here I am. I'm judging a bartending competition. I was emceeing a bartending competition, and there was a few people in the competition that had won it before, and they were veterans. They'd all competed in it. It was a Science Central competition with Finest Call and a few other good sponsors. And out of nowhere comes this young rookie who's never been in a bartending competition, and she takes the victory lap. So congratulations to you.
Thank you. I was definitely not expected, but overall it was one of the coolest experiences that I've had in a really long time. So
it's pretty fabulous, isn't it? Just the whole experience of being on stage. I mean, even if there isn't a giant audience, but just the pressure of being on. Tell me about the experience for you from your point of view.
So I would say, like, the day of the competition, I'd been so stressed out, and I was happy with the cocktail that I was going to be presenting, but just knowing all the people that I was going to be going up against, like all the winners and stuff, I guess I wasn't really feeling super confident in myself that I would win. I was just like, I just want to go. I want to have fun with the competition, and then I'm good to go home. Like, I put in all the work.
Up against there were some pretty flamboyant veterans there. I remember Raj was all dressed up, and
Or barely dressed, whatever you want to say. But
everybody had a costume on, and they were all coming in just to put on a big show. And I don't think you were as showy, were you?
I wasn't. We got my assistant that helped me, my good friend Hillary.
Right.
We got a couple. We got like aprons. We wanted to, because I mean, we had so in the cocktail competition they give you a city, at least this year. They gave you a place and two spirits that you had to do the presentation cocktail, and then just another one. You had to use both those spirits, but you had to really show the country that you were given. So I was given China, and I couldn't really think of any way to really like show China in my dress without it kind of being wrong, you know?
Inappropriate.
So we're just like, let's just go full, like, really nice looking, like, professional bartenders. Like, let's just go with it. So we got some aprons with our initials written on it and some really cool bartending masks since wearing masks for the past year now. So we just decided to go more traditional with it rather than showy.
Right. So you're on stage. Can you talk to me about any of that experience and kind of how it changed you? You said this is one of the most fabulous experiences. So what is it about the experience, and especially if you were talking to you before the competition, what parts of the experience would you like to share with you to make you less nervous about getting into the competition?
So I definitely learned a lot during the preparation for the competition, just about how to make flavors work together, and even just like recipe and development. Just trying out different things or flavors. Even if you don't think that some flavors would work, do a little taste test, like try them out. Just never. I guess I would just tell myself, like, have fun with it, like work around with flavors, see what tastes good, and just truly have fun.
So what was your final cocktail that day?
I was given Knob Creek, and the flavors I decided to really push hard was ginger and pumpkin.
Okay.
Because I found out during it that China is the world's biggest producer of pumpkins, which was something that I truly never would have even thought. So ginger and pumpkin, and then I wasn't really getting that punch of the ginger flavor that I really wanted to. So like a day before the competition, I decided to infuse ginger into the bourbon itself.
Oh, wonderful.
And it was like, we were on a time clock at that point. Like I didn't really have that much time to finish, to like just be changing my cocktail. So we threw it in the sous vide for a few hours. I think going into the competition, it was the liquor was still like a little bit warm. It hadn't really reached like room temperature again from the sous vide. Wow. But it obviously worked out. So we had the Knob Creek infused bourbon, or what did I just say?
Knob Creek,
the ginger infused Knob Creek. A little bit of ginger syrup, pumpkin syrup, lemon juice, almond bitters, and heavy cream.
Wow.
So I wanted to like
cocktail.
Yeah, it was called tea time because I wanted to pretend like we were in like a tea time in China. And for my garnish, I made a flambéed, or creme brûlée like topping where I just cut a lemon in half and sprinkled some sugar and put a little bit of the almond bitters on it, and then just bruleed over it until it was this really nice sugary coin, and just top that on the drink as like a little cookie that you would almond cookie that you would usually drink with your tea if you were having tea in China.
Right. So I understand there was one of two factors that was very influential to your win that day. It was either your mentor. What was your mentor's name?
That's Andrew Gelwicks.
Andrew. So it was either Andrew's influence or the influence of your lucky pig.
Yeah, that too. I found that pig at one of the stores here in town, just local stores, with
right.
all like it was just really cool. I saw it. It was like $5. I was like, I feel like I need this. I feel like this has to be on the table for just a little bit of extra, like, oomph.
Well,
I still have
good to have a little something to bring you some good luck.
Yeah, he still sits in my bar at home.
Nice. Yeah, I appreciate that. I've got a few of them actually around the studio, just different things that bring me good luck. So, if it wasn't the pig that brought you good luck, can you tell me more about how Andrew pointed you in the direction of being successful in this competition?
So anytime that like I have any questions and I go to Andy, like I feel like you can have enough questions that someone can kind of start getting annoyed with you. But when I first started bartending, like I truly just I wanted to dive fully in. I wanted to learn so much. So just having that person I could always text and them give me really good feedback and not feel like I was annoying, or even when I saw him and had questions about flavors and of cocktails, he has enough knowledge that he could point me in the right direction and help me figure out how to make a balanced cocktail and just how to even create the cocktails correctly. Whether it be like not shaking an old fashioned rather than like stirring an old fashioned rather than shaking it. Just some things that
Right.
if it hadn't been for his guidance, I truly would have never known.
Right.
Just hopping into the bartender.
Because you'd only been bartending for a year at this point, right? Just over.
Yep, and he was the one that originally trained me into. So yeah, just his knowledge is really cool, and also like the friendship that came along with that, I'd say.
Right. The friendships among bartenders are life lasting, and you can always pick them up, even if you get kind of away from each other's journey. When you come back into each other's journey, it just picks up where you left off. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, always.
So, what advice would you give someone else in your position going into a bartending competition, having never been in one?
So I would say definitely do your research. Whatever. Usually in competitions, they give you guidelines that you need to follow. So definitely read up on whatever it is, whether they give you a specific liquor like Campari or a sherry. Definitely like, just do your research, know about the spirit itself, know what they're known for, and then you can kind of create the flavors off that. And always be asking for feedback from people because everyone's taste buds are different. So what I taste is going to be different than what you taste, let alone every single other person that's going to taste the cocktail. So I feel like you can never have enough people taste test and give you feedback. And also, I mean, just remembering that you can try you can try a cocktail 20 different ways and it not work, and then on the 21st it can be the most extremely balanced cocktail that you've ever made. So just never give up on yourself, never stop trying to really perfect this.
That's wonderful. Have you had a chance to watch any of the shows this month, Behind the Glass or One Drink With?
Not this month. My life's definitely been pretty busy since the opening of this restaurant.
Good. Well, I only ask because the next bit that I want to show you here is a collection of comments from my past guests on the show. One Drink With this month has been dedicated to women of bartending, and I asked each one of my guests, one of them being Robyn Closson, a world famous Flair bartender, and then I interviewed the current USBG president, Kim Hasselrud, and the 2017 global champion from the World Class competitions. And each one of these girls I asked to give advice to a young lady named Linnea who's just coming into bartending and likes to do competitions.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so this next clip is 100% for you, all right? I designed the whole thing for you. I hope you enjoy it. All right,
Thank
here we go. We have a guest on the show this month, young lady named Linnea, who's been bartending for just over a year now. Mm-hmm. She entered a bartending competition and won it.
Awesome.
Amazing.
Super inspired. This month I've asked each of my guests to share some insight. You have a couple of decades plus of experience. What can you offer this young woman coming into the industry to allow her to have such a vast experience as you have had?
Always stay humble, no matter how many competitions you may win. Or if you don't win, keep trying and keep competing no matter what. I mean, like, I barely won any competitions and I kept going. And even when I did win, I didn't act like I was the best out there. You know what I mean? Because I knew I wasn't. But even though I was one of the best females, I didn't act like it. You know what I mean? I stayed humble. Always work. Always support the people that you're competing with. It's gonna make it a lot easier. Like, it's gonna make it a lot easier to stay in this world, in this bartending world. You're never competing against other people. You're competing against yourself.
And what?
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, especially by winning the first competition you entered, obviously you or she has brought, a little something unique and different that hadn't been seen before. So don't change that. Clearly being authentically you and maybe is slightly naive, obviously has worked for her, and that's amazing, and try to hold on to that as much as you can. But also be a sponge. Every competition you enter or any bar you enter, just soak up as much information as you can. You can never stop learning. I never stopped learning, even after, winning one of the world's biggest bartending competitions. I find myself trying to soak up as much information as possible and always challenge myself. So if she can be genuinely herself and be a sponge to just keep building her arsenal to keep kicking ass and taking names.
And I wish more women. I'm so glad she competed and won. And I wish I would see more women in competitions. I've judged so many competitions, and I always see more men than women, and I wish more women would be more empowered to do that. So I'm super excited that she won. I hope that empowers her to keep going. I will say one mistake that I see happen all the time, and even in some of I've judged some pretty big, like, global competitions, and I see bartenders that get too cerebral in their cocktail creations. And
how do you mean?
They go down a rabbit hole and they start to talk about 10 different ingredients that they used, all of these different techniques, and I actually will penalize for that if I don't taste every single ingredient that they told me they put in there, or I don't, or they talk about this technique that they did that and it's not really evident in the cocktail. I kind of think you're doing it just to do it, and
Right.
and even some of, like, I've judged margarita competitions where that happens, and if somebody would have just given me a balanced, simple margarita, like, they would have won. If I'm judging a cocktail, like, the cocktail needs to be fucking delicious. It needs to be
Right.
delicious. I don't care all this technique that you did to it. I don't care about all the ingredients that you use. The storytelling is absolutely an important piece of that too. But at the end of the day, your cocktail needs to taste fucking delicious. It needs to taste good. And that means you need to have a balanced cocktail. And a balanced cocktail comes with having a really good understanding of the classics, the classic templates. So if you can nail that, if you can nail down balance and you can nail the techniques, like, you're golden.
There you go.
That's so awesome. That's so cool. Yeah, I mean, one of the things definitely, like, that I've thought about and even talked about with other bartenders is, like, the lack of female representation within the bartending world. And just, like, even, like, sometimes when I have, like, some ideas and you go up against, say, like, a group of male bartenders, sometimes it could happen. I mean, luckily I don't have that here where I'm working now. I look over here because my bar team's also over here. But yeah, we're really fortunate to, like, have a team that we do here. Everyone's super committed. Everyone cares so much. But just, like, I'd love to see more female representation within the mixology and cocktail competition world, all that.
Yeah.
I'm definitely looking forward to being a sponge, like she said, and really learning anything and everything that I can from everyone that has any little bit of knowledge behind the bar.
Wonderful. I would like to personally connect you with Robyn and Kim and Kaitlyn, if that's okay with you. And,
yeah, I'd love that. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Are you a member of the USBG yet?
I'm not a member of it. I mean, I follow them on every social media they have, but
Right.
I'm not a member of it myself yet.
All right. Well, let's get you to be a member. I would like to donate your first year of membership to you. Can I do that?
That would be amazing. Thank you so much, Dean. I really appreciate that.
But there's one catalyst with that. You have to bring with you another lady bartender into the USBG somewhere. You have to convert
Usually,
someone.
actually, yeah. I mean, I have my good friend Julia. She's the only other girl bartender here at Mercado.
Is she there? You can bring her out.
Yeah, come on over. Yeah, and she's newer to the bartending world than I am. She turned 21 in October. Started bar backing a little bit before that, so definitely like
There she is.
we're here to mess some stuff up. Oh yeah.
Yeah, go girl power. Go get him. Go get him. So the next competition, you can both be in it.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah, absolutely. Good stuff. I'm looking forward to that. Thank you very much. One more thing here. All right. Thank you. See you. Bye.
Thanks, Julia.
Yeah. All right. Also, I've been talking with BJ over at Finest Call in Reàl. BJ is our sales manager who was judging the competition that you were in at Science Central. And he's also a resident of Fort Wayne, so he can come in and see you. He is going to bring you one of these, or I'm going to ship it to you. All right? This,
okay.
You have no idea what it is yet, so.
I mean, yeah, no, I have no clue.
It's actually just a bag, but check out this bag. I'm going to try to do this from this side. This is fun. All right. We've got all this stuff for your bartending things. This is my personal bag that I travel around the world with. So you can put all of your tools in here. And there's 2 pockets on the side for all kinds of stuff, and then these straps, and it's great. You can travel with it, but you're not allowed to travel on airplanes with more than 8 full bottles of booze.
8 full bottles. Heard that.
Yeah. And I know that because they called me. So
that is awesome, because literally I have this bag here, my little Mandalorian bag. That all my liquors. Cool. It doesn't fit weight wise.
Right. So this has all these bottle stuff inside, and you can fit a blender in here if you wanted, or these things pop open for more bottles. All right. It's an absolutely fabulous bag.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I'm also going to throw in a bartending kit in here. So it's just another set of shaker tins and strainers and stuff. The best part of all.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, easy transportation.
Easy transportation. All right. You can beat these things up. This is actually probably my 4th or 5th one because I beat them up pretty good. But more than anything, I like to give them away.
Heard that. Makes sense.
So that is compliments of BJ from Finest Call in Reàl. So when you catch up to him, make sure you give him some big high fives or some fist pumps.
Yeah, definitely give him a good thank you.
All right, that's awesome. So yeah, I put together the entire month specifically around catching up with you and seeing what got you there.
Yeah, I had no clue that you had all that planned. That was so cool. That was the coolest thing that anyone's done for me in a while. Like, thank you very much, Dean. Definitely cool to see and hear other female bartenders that have been in the business for years and years give some feedback and advice.
Right. Well, they're all out there rooting for you. I had lots of great conversations, and I tried to include as much of it as I could in the video, but they're all cheering you on and excited to hear about the rest of your journey. So.
It's awesome. I can't wait to keep learning.
So what is the next rest of your journey? You just started at a new restaurant with a whole new cocktail menu and tequila forward.
Yep, tequila and mezcal, agave spirit forward. Within the next month, 4 of us bartenders are actually putting together a cocktail dinner. So we're each creating a cocktail for a certain course, and then the bar team will come up with the food around that. So definitely completely cocktail forward, and like the food is kind of like an after sight. the food's supposed to mirror the cocktails. But that's gonna be really cool. We're gonna do some cocktail competitions of our own here within the next year. I don't have to wait for November again for the Science Central. We'll be able to. We're gonna have a bunch of different bartenders from all the different bars around town come in, and we'll match them up with like some of the idea, I guess, is to match up some of the chefs from our kitchen with bartenders from a different place, and just all the way around. So it's also a thought of like creating more of a community between all of us in the restaurant industry around town.
That's brilliant. And I'll tell you from my experience back in the 1990s when I was bartending, doing my competitions for the first time, I had to wait a year for the next bartending competition, or scour and talk to people. There was no internet, right? So you couldn't just look it up.
Yeah.
For the next bartending competition, and I started running my own because I just love the camaraderie and the friendship and the excitement of the bartending competitions.
Seriously, it just like, I feel like it lights a different like spark within your mind than like just a traditional day-to-day bartending where you're just making the cocktails people order. But when you're thinking of a flavor that you want to create and you're checking out your well and like what you can come up with, that's what really makes bartending super fun, where people are like, give me something that you want to drink. You can make them something like they've never had, like maybe like a Naked and Famous or an Aviation, like any of those classic cocktails that a lot of times people have never had before.
Right. Well, congratulations. My favorite part of being at bartending competitions is not winning or losing. It's the journey of going through the exercises.
Yeah, and trying everything that everyone created was so cool. Just like all the flavors. I know some. I think it was Raj got Brazil, and he had like that berry that you pop in your mouth.
Oh,
or the flower.
the buzz buttons.
Yeah, those. Like that was so cool. Never heard of anything. Probably will never try one again. But it's like being at the competition, we got to try that, and just like even talking to him and asking him how he prepared for the competition, and thinking back on like how I prepared versus that, and like what did he do that maybe I could do better in my preparation, because I was definitely like cutting the deadline on the finalization of my cocktail for that.
And then there's one more thing that I have noticed. I mean, my whole career has been about bartending competitions. From the mid-90s, I've been doing bartending competitions. There's a difference between a bartender and a bartender who has competed in a competition. There's this second level of heightened senses and appreciation for the craft and whatnot. So thank you very much for taking the dive and jumping in and getting on stage, because it's a big deal.
Yeah, I'm glad I did it. Kind of like that rip the bandaid off sort of thing. Like one of the most nerve-wracking things I've done in a couple years, but I mean, hands down, obviously it was completely worth it. And even if I hadn't won, the whole experience was so fun, talking to other bartenders and just creating all those different flavors and figuring out what worked and what didn't.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Linnea Lind. Thank you very much for joining us today. It was absolutely
Thanks for letting us.
Bring your boys out.
Yeah, everyone
Bring your
come.
crew out. Let's get the whole team out here.
We're missing 2 people from the bar team, but other than that, we're all here.
I love that you acknowledged them. Here we are. Who do we have here?
This is Ryan. We've got Christian, Chris, Julia. Oh, crap, I'm on the wrong one. Julia and Carl.
All right, very good. So this is the brand new team. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the newest, latest, strongest crew in Fort Wayne, Indiana. All right.
Thank you so much.
Hey, thanks for being our background crew, guys. I love you guys. Thank you.
You guys rock.
Right. Hey, you got to like and subscribe to my channel, too.
I'll make them. But yeah.
Cool. Well, I got to go get some editing on. Thank you very much.
Sounds good.
It was an
I'll
absolute
talk to you
honor.
later.
All right. We'll catch up after. Cheers. Thanks.
Bye.